Sonic smooth like a mat. Float like a butterfly on every single track. And the only language that I speak, girl, is fact. So once I give this game to you, I can take it back. Hollering at you from a 1977 Monte Carlo. Hard act to follow. It's showtime, trying to boo you up like it's the Apollo. Your walk is vicious. Let's get down to business. You and me together. Woo, that's something different. Ooh, come on. I don't ask for much. I really don't, girl. I just want what's fair. Look here. I'll bring that fire and desire, baby. All you gotta do is this. All you gotta do is meet me halfway there. I deserve to be with somebody as fly as me. Somebody this fly. And you deserve to be seen with somebody as fly as me. Somebody this fly. Now for real, I'ma need y'all to understand. Let's get it. If you don't know what we talking about, I'ma have the whole band help me spell it out. Yeah, if you don't know what we talking about, concert session, here's your lesson, help me spell it out. L-L-L-Y. You ain't never seen nobody this fly. It's like we back in school again. Now come on, children, I'm spelling it out. L-L-Y. You ain't never seen nobody this fly. And I'm gone. I deserve to be with somebody as fly as me. Somebody this fly. And you deserve to be seen with somebody as fly as me. Somebody this fly. Oh, and I'm back. Somebody this fly. Yeah. And I'm looking for somebody this fly. I can't help it. I want it all. Still Sonic, let me get the 3 piece in a biscuit.
Hello, hello, hello. Well, here we are. It's the Love Transmission radio show. I am here live. My name's Alison Love David, and it's exciting to be here. I'm still technically trying to get into YouTube Live because it's such a treat to be able to share this music and this message with more people who are listening later. So I can't get in. I can't get in. I need to verify my YouTube identity, and I'm having internet issues because I need to do that from internet. So yeah, let's just get into the feeling of now, into the feeling of this day in March. Oh my gosh, we're already in March. It's just incredible that we have arrived into this month. That's like technically a third of the way through the year already. It's just wowzers. It's just wowzers all the way. So I'm still not getting into the internet, which is such a shame, but I'm not going to give up yet. I'm going to play you a song anyway, from the wonderful selection that I've got together for today. Lucky I downloaded the interview on live. I just don't want to miss. I want everyone to hear it. Okay, this one, Soul to Soul.
Wouldn't that be fair? Wouldn't that be fair? Baby. Now dance.
It's all about expression, people.
I think you should come down and try to express yourself, baby, 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 baby. I want you to be there. Right there, baby. Baby, baby, I've got this feeling in my soul. You don't love me, would it be fair? Yes, my love, then give yours to another. Wouldn't that be fair?
I'm very pleased with myself. I did it, people. Oh, it's wonderful to be here again. I get so excited, but a little bit stressed out because I'm rushing, because I'm a bit of a last minute lady. I would love to say that I'm not, but I am. And so, well, there you go. I wasn't going to play this one, but it's the one that just accidentally played. All that nervous energy, you know.
Of you to let me down when I thought you'd be around. I could have easily found someone else. There's no reason to play tricks with me. All you had to do was tell me. Now the time's been wasted on you. Mr. Man was walking down the lazy line. He was down, and so was I. Mr. Sun, see if you can find the time to shine on me. You don't have to tell your friend, Mr. Breeze. Mr. Man was walking down the lazy line. He was down, and so was I. Mr. Man was walking down the lazy line. Mr. Man was walking down the lazy line. He was down, and so.
Yes, so that track was called Mr. Man by an artist called Air. And before that, you heard a track called Fly As Me by Bruno Mars. Oh my gosh, time to get the glasses out. Bruno Mars. Oh, it was Anderson, Peak, that's it, and Silk Sonic. And yeah, and then before that, the track that I started with, It was a test track, actually. It was Bejo, I think that's how you say it, Bejo or Beja by Earth, Wind and Fire. Da-da-da-da-da-da-da. That one. And look, I've got my glasses now. So you can listen live. Hopefully you're listening live on codesouth.fm. And on there we have a chat, so we can have a conversation. But I'm also live on YouTube. So my YouTube channel, Alison David. So youtube.com/Alison David. ALISONDAVID. I am Alison Love David. And I'm all about sharing love on planet Earth, hence why this show is called The Love Transmission. The music you're going to hear is going to be a selection. I mean, that last track was a bit of a hippie type song, wasn't it? I'm a little bit of a hippie, I got to say. If I could jump in a time machine, I'd go to 1969. 69 is a very good number for music. There's two really cool festivals in the New York area, Woodstock, and then there's another one, I think it's called the Harlem, or something like the Harlem Festival, where Stevie Wonder played as a boy and all sorts of people. It was amazing. And it was both of them are in the summer of 69. So I'm a 69er, but a lot of my music is early 70s that I like, but I do love to find good modern tunes that resonate with me. And what resonates with me is what I call funky. So I like rare grooves and Latin and Afrobeat and Afrobeats and breakbeats and drum and bass and syncopation, Afro-related rhythms. So talking of that, we're going to go modern and fast. Now I've got a new setup today, so I'm not exactly sure which track is which, but I'm hoping I'm going to pick the right one, because it just doesn't look how I want it to look. And it's this one. You'll catch me boogieing away in the studio. I actually found this track when I was looking up Alison David Radio on Spotify. I do that from time to time, see what tracks I'm being associated with, and a lot of them are housey, and I'm not really into house music, but I found some good ones, and some of them are going to be played today. So the Love Transmission is all about, well, this lyrics, I think, pretty close.
What you had on me drastically is fading. The color's turning gray. Future too blind to see. And do we want the same thing? Too much drama in the way. Trying to keep a hold of something I'm not sure of. Can I get a little peace? Pouring to the soul. I know that what this is not love. No, no. Reaching for the sun, 'cause this heart is getting colder. Should we build that bridge to help us get back over? Yeah, where do we go from here? Leave it up to time. Leave it up to time. Yeah. Then we will see things clear if we leave it up to time. Where do we go from here? Let's leave it up to time. Then we will see things clear when we leave it up to time. Leave it up to time. discover what we long for. A better you and me. Time will heal the grief that's been laying here at our door. Yeah, yeah. Situations change, doesn't mean that it's forever. Don't give up on the dream. Let's live for brighter days, and in return we'll see things better, better. Long as we believe the world around us is still spinning, baby, you and me can take it back to the beginning. With a little bit of time, yeah, we can get it back. With a little bit of time, where do we go from here? Leave it up to time. If we leave it up to time, then we will see things clear. If we leave it up to time, where do we go? Where do we go? Let's leave it up to time. Let's leave it up to time. Then we will see things clear. When we leave it up to time, where do we go? Where do we go? Leave it up to time. Then we will see. We leave it up to time. Leave it up to time. Leave it up to time, baby. Where do we go from here? Let's leave it up to time. Then we will see things clear. No, leave it up to time. Leave it up to time. Up to time. Oh yeah. Leave it up to time.
Yes, that's The Realm, and featuring Tony Monreal. Track's called Time. Yes, so yeah, I'm still having slight internet issues, but that's okay because we're here, we're online, and I'm transmitting the love vibration. So I was like, normally I sort of Google things in the show, but looks like it can happen occasionally, but not all the way because some of my devices aren't connecting. So anyways, where do we go from here? Well, my idea for where we go from here is to move into heart-centered communication as much as possible. And my mission, freeing your true voice, is what I'm after. So I am looking forward to inspiring more and more people to dare to express themselves in whatever way that is, whether it's like as an artist or as an individual in their personal life. Being able to speak from the heart and share who we really are feels so important. And that's why I took on this show. And then I got to play all my favourite tunes, because although I'm a singer and have, opportunities to reach an audience in that way, my bestest way to reach people is, encouraging personally. Like, I'm a coach now as well as a singer. And I believe that we can create the world we want to see by being the change that we want to see in the world. And in order to do that, it does take a lot of courage, because so many times we're shut down and told we can't be ourselves and that we're just told to shut up so often. I still don't believe there's anyone who hasn't been told to shut up, but maybe in some cultures around the world it's encouraged. And I know some children have been lucky, for example, with their parents, but then there's school, there's all sorts of scenarios. And then shutting up, not just about what comes out of your mouth, but your ideas, your the fact that that we, some of us are different. Well, in fact, all of us are different, really. And for the neurodiverse ones of us, we know how different we are, and that includes all creatives. And so there's many times people don't let us be ourselves, or they expect us to be different to who we are, and we're just not able to comply and conform, which is lucky, really. And so, yeah, I'm here to encourage everyone to be themselves and to dare to share their beautiful selves with the world. And today's interview is with a guy called Steve Coomber, who's also DJ Estavia. And so I'll be sharing his interview over the next time, which means I probably should get on with it and share one, but I just play one more tune, all right? This track is called Get There by Kindred the Family Soul. Kindred the Family Soul. That's what we are, people.
Try and try again. Sometimes it seems you never win, but still you dig so deep within to find the strength to get there. Concentrate and focus on your goal. You determine how the story gets told, but make sure to have a hand to hold as you get old. 'Cause you'll get there when you get there, when you get there, yeah.
I'm fully online, people.
You work so hard and still you dream. Your patience is but the same. You never let go. You still believe that you get there. I know the struggle can really get old. You're so much more than the car you hold. Just be ready to prove and show when you get there, when you get there, you'll get there. Get there, you're gonna get there. Get there, get there, get there, you're gonna get there. Get there, get there, you're gonna get there. I said you're gonna get there. You're gonna get there. Get there, get there. I see it, I see it. Get there. I promise, baby. You're gonna get there. Get there, 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 get there.
Oh my goodness gracious me. I've already gone in 40 minutes. Can you believe it? So here's part one of my interview with Steve Coomber. Hello, hello, hello. So I have Steve Coomber. Is that how we say your name, Steve?
Yeah, Steve Coomber.
Coomber in the
Coomber,
studio.
Yeah, a little bit more on the B, yeah.
Yeah. In the studio. Well, we're on Zoom and we're having an interview. And I met, Steve's part of a wider community of people. We have lots of friends in common and we've been at lots of events at the same time. And we actually hadn't had proper conversations. But the other day, our friend was having a party and Steve was DJing, and then it came down to the fire, and we started having a chat about self-expression, and I was like, come and talk to us on the radio show. So welcome, Steve.
Thank you.
Um,
Yeah, good to be with you.
Go on. What,
Yeah.
what, yeah, go on. With you. So yeah, well, first of all, you were DJing at the party. So can you tell us a little bit about you as a DJ?
Yeah, so I started DJing just coming out of lockdown. So it's not that I've been doing it a long time, but when I started, I felt like a duck to water. And I've been dancing for years and years and years at various events and classes, 5 rhythms, ecstatic dance, and things like that. So once I started to learn how to DJ, I felt it was very natural for me to understand the flow of the music and what track would fit next and how that feels as a dancer. So I bought my first set of decks, little beginner decks, and signed up for a course. So I learned how to, just the technical skills of how to mix music. And yeah, so since then I've just absolutely loved it every time I've done it.
So cool. First of all, I think it's so good to hear a DJ say that they're a dancer, because you're generally paying to people who dance, and so feeling the music in your body and knowing what you want it to feel like and having the affinity with the people that you're playing to is a beautiful thing. So thanks for that. I really appreciate that. And then since you started so recently, that would mean that you didn't even use CDs. Is that right? Were you just using pen drives? I mean, what were your decks like?
Yeah, so my decks just run from my laptop, so the music's all stored on the laptop. So I'm not, I know I talk to people, friends who were, used to DJ on vinyl, back in the day, and they were drum and bass DJs and, did it all by hand. But now we have this technology that can really enhance what we're doing. So I've only learned on that. So,
Yeah.
yeah.
I love that. It's so 21st century. We're so 21st century, aren't we?
Yeah.
Oh, that's amazing. So I want to know more now. So what can you remember? Because I don't remember things so easily. I call myself, when I'm being kind, an in the moment person. So in the moment, I was like, right, we must have you on the radio show. I'm just putting on a light because I think I could do with a little bit of a light. My daughter got me a USB light for
That's nice.
my
Yeah.
birthday. Like really cool. So yeah, you we were talking about free expression, self-expression, and can you remember? Well, what's with you today about self-expression? And also, can you remember?
Well, I just firstly just want to come back to something that you said that we were just talking about, which is the feeling of the music and being a dancer as a DJ, because I know when the music's right because I'm just dancing away, I'm on the decks and and I want to dance and I can't stop myself. And I kind of know when, okay, this track isn't working, it's falling a bit flat because, my energy goes down and I'm like, feel a little bit stiff and awkward. And that's when I know I need to change the music.
That's so cool. I mean, because I sing to backing tracks and I'm like a singing DJ, so I'm almost guaranteed every time to get the floor alive when I'm singing. And it's slightly more difficult when I'm singing to backing tracks because I don't do it as a DJ, like mixing the tracks. And so when I'm like a third of the way through the song and I'm like, maybe I picked the wrong song, it's a bit sad. I can end it a little bit early and stick the next one on, but it's not the same as if I had DJ decks. I could probably do that with my backing tracks, really, but I'm not going there. I
Yeah,
hear-
right. So you can, as a DJ, you can just mix out. You can do, okay, this one's not, it's not hitting the spot, and then, yeah.
But then everyone's different. Everyone's taste is different. So just because it doesn't make you feel like dancing, it doesn't mean that your audience isn't
Yeah,
good.
it's a good question. That, yeah, yeah. Um, I guess I respond. If I see people enjoying it, I can kind of see that, and that it's like a cycle. It's not, yeah. It's like a conversation, and then I'm like, oh, this is going well, and then I wanting to groove as well. So, yeah.
It's an energy exchange, isn't it? When my audience is getting into it, then I just get more into it myself, and it's an energy exchange. And um, I get a sense that you might be a bit of a, there's a funny word, empath, but someone who tunes into energies of other people. And I think if you can do that, then no wonder that you get the party going.
Yeah, it's like, oh yeah, you can feel it, feel what the room's doing, and when it lifts. Yeah.
More from Steve in a while. So I got him to recommend me some tracks. And yeah, the one that comes to my mind right now is this one.
Anegwa modhe kora wa mwaki. Aniachere tati ako hike. Anyala mosia de kora cara. Na cara weda kaga. No, that mire. Anake, no, that mire. Anegwa modhe kora wa mwaki. Aniachere tati ako hike. Anyala mosia de kora cara. Na cara weda kaga. No, that mire. Anake, no, that mire.
Do you know, I might have made a mistake and gave you the wrong version of that track. I was just checking it out anyway, because it sounded like the one. I'm a very last minute person. It sounded like the one that Steve recommended. But I bought it on Bandcamp. I like to buy things on Bandcamp or Beatport because then the artists get more royalties. And it sounds like the same one, but I was like, looking again on Bandcamp, and it's not got the same cover. And so anyway, hopefully that's the right mix. I'm gonna play you. I'm gonna play you something of mine now because I want to. I found a remix of one of the songs I've released. Whoops, that ain't it. I found a remix of a song that I released on Compost Records. I say I released. Compost Records released an artist called Ed Lee who collaborated with me on 2 tracks. And this was a remix I found, which I don't have a copy of yet. So I wrote to the guy, Michael, this morning. And hopefully I like this. The band is called, the remix is called Moodorama. I messaged them. I was like, I like what you're doing, mate. And the track before that I just played you is called Mwaki by Zerb and Sophia Nazau. This track is called I Am Someone by Ed Lee and Alison David and Moodorama. Is anyone going to chat to me today? I love a chat.
Don't judge yourself by the things they say. It's okay.
could stay. If you want, you could stay.
I want you to know that I am someone.
Yes, you are someone. Hey, yeah. Oh, know that you are. You are someone. Yeah. Oh, you are. You are. I am. I am. I am. Ooh, yeah. I am someone. Yeah. So this track is on 12 Compost Disco Years, Volume 2, Compost Records. The guy Michael was very nice to deal with back in whenever it was, a few years ago, whenever I dealt with him. I've invited him to be interviewed on this radio show actually, and to send me some tunes. So let's hope that happens. So Steve was talking about dancing and how, how much it makes, he uses his dancing to gauge what songs to play next. I'm totally dancing around the studio. Let's see what Steve has to say next. We'll get back to the self-expression thing, but let's carry on with the DJing thing. So how much of it do you plan? Because in a sense, one would need to be in the moment with who's in the room and stuff. So how much of your set can you plan?
Yeah, good question. When I started, it was all planned. But what I started to notice was, okay, because I've planned this, I'm just plowing on whether people like it or not. And that's and as I got more confident with my skills, I have a rough plan and I have a track list, and I know some things work, but I've learned just to be in the moment, like you were saying.
Yeah.
So yeah, I would say about half.
That's pretty cool, isn't it? Yeah, I mean, with me, with my singing, I'm learning to listen to my instincts. And what happens if I can be like that, then, like, I was singing in a nursing home yesterday, and this voice said to me, it's not really a voice, it said, sing Black Velvet.
Yeah.
For Alana Miles, and I just did. And but sometimes that happens. It's just like I'm clearly drawn to a song, and then it's exactly what somebody wants to hear, and it's just it's a total continuing journey of trusting these voices and what instinct. But yeah. Did you get that? You can dig into your archive. If something just popped into your mind, you could go, oh my gosh, I could play.
Yeah, I actually had that at the last party I played at in Lewis. I don't know if you were there as that one, but yeah, I played a track and I've sort of played it a few times. So for me, it's a bit like, oh, it's that one again. It's Pink Floyd, Another Brick in the Wall, but it's a dance music version of that. Just really punchy. But I was like, I've played this a lot now. It's a bit old hat for me, but I have to remember for the dancers, it's not, And somebody came up to me afterwards and said it was really meaningful. they were almost in tears when they heard that, because it meant a lot to them, and it was at somebody's funeral that they played that song quite recently. So yeah, it just, that's when you get the feedback. It's like that little intuition. I'm going to play it, and you never know where it's going to hit someone, you know.
You don't. It's a wicked thing, isn't it? I love that story. That's a wonderful story. And what I like to do is, like, I don't play house music on my show, on the whole, because it's not. I don't really like the four to the floor beat. I like syncopation, so rare grooves, funky, world, Latin, jazzy, anything like that, but not really housey. But I'm assuming, has it got a house beat to it, the brick in the wall version?
Yeah.
But I might play it. So what I'll ask you after, maybe we'll talk about it after the interview, some ideas of tracks that I might be able to play that you suggest, and I might play 3 or more depending.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah, so I'm interested to hear it, and maybe if I go and look it up, Brick in the Wall, I might find a like breakbeat remix or a drum bass remix or
You
something.
might, yeah. This one's Eric Prydz is the, so if anyone listening wants to look it up, it's the Eric Prydz
Thank you.
remix of that. Yeah.
Yeah, and that follows on nicely. One of the things I like to do on the show is play cover versions of songs, because my passion is free your true voice. So I like to help people to express their way of being. Everyone is unique, but everyone is, I mean, in a sense, well, I believe that everyone is coming from the same place. We all expressions of the oneness, but we're all different expressions of the oneness. And if you allow yourself to express your way, then life feels more fulfilling, and it feels more complete, and it offers so much more to the world. And my passion is to get each one of us to dare to express ourselves truly in a way that feels heartfelt. It feels like we're seen and heard as our unique selves. So that's why I'm doing my work for your true voice, and why I took on the show. And one of the things about covers that I like, that when someone takes a song that you know really well and reinterprets it in their way, is just amazing. There's so many good ones to find in that trail, and people have the confidence and the freedom and the whatever, the money, the rights to do that. It's wonderful. Can you think of any tracks like that apart from Brick in the Wall that come to mind that you've heard versions of that are completely different?
I'm trying to think now.
It's not always easy when you're on the spot.
Yeah, no, nothing's particularly coming. I've got in my head Wild Horses by
The Stones.
the Rolling Stones, but I can't think of who did the cover version. But I think
Somebody did.
the song. Yeah, it's just in the back of my head, just as you've asked me. But
Okay, I'm going to look it up. Thank you very much. That's all I need. Just some little grain of, if it was too many, I'd be lost. But yeah, I'll go looking for a version of Wild Horses and see what I can find.
sure.
Thank you. Well, actually, I didn't look for a version of Wild Horses, but I did look for versions of Pink Floyd, because I didn't like the Eric Prince one personally, and I found 2. So here's the first one. It's on The Wall for Babies. That's not it. There we go. The Wall for Babies, the complete Pink Floyd The Wall album for babies. And then I'm going to play a funky one. So that one was by a guy called Gustavo Zavala. And then this is the favourite one I found. This one's by an artist called Sharp Soul. And it's actually called Another Brick.
And it's gone across the ocean, leaving just a memory, a snapshot in the family album. Daddy, what else did you leave for me?
Well, there was a time when I'd be able to overrun, but our next DJ's already in the house. Don't worry, got 50 minutes more or so. So I better go on to the next part of the interview so I can make sure I fit as much of the tunes and interview as I can. Ready? So, self-expression. What were we talking about, and what are you passionate about with all of that?
Yeah, it's if I can find the words for it, it's like how when we're not seen, our true self, or when we don't express ourselves, our true self is still there, but it's like it's in a shell. It's like a seed that hasn't sprouted. You know, it's like we never lose that. I believe we never lose that, our essence or our true self. But the more we can express it, the bigger it can be, and the more happy and fulfilled we are.
Yeah.
And for each of us, it's finding that avenue that helps us to express that self.
Absolutely. I like it, the analogy. Interestingly, this morning I've been editing somebody that I recorded, and there's this woman, and she has the most amazing voice, and she has shame around it. It's so bizarre. Anyway, she's come to a couple of my online classes, and in one of my recent workshops, I created a backing track and got people to sing on it. And I asked if I could get her to sing on it with me. So I sent it over by email. She had it on her phone. She lives in Louisiana, and so she had it on her phone and her headphones, and then she sang onto the Zoom along with this track, and then I recorded it and slipped it into the Logic on top of the track, and I was listening to it today, and it's like, and like and I actually sent it to her. She's asleep now, so she won't hear it till she wakes up. I was in heaven, and yeah, this whole thing about the little girl, she sings about it, and I encouraged her to remember it. And when you talk about the seed and the it's all kind of caved up, but waiting, often the seed was there when we were young. It was just so there, and then life got us to shut it up. And in my email to her, because she's got an email address, I won't tell you what it is, but it's got royalty in the address. And I was thinking about, it's like, I said to her something about, it's like I feel like I'm holding a bejeweled crown. Like I've heard her amazing voice. I've got it on my computer, and it's like a bejeweled crown.
Wow.
And all these people are holding these amazing bejeweled crowns in secret, indoors, while the rest of the world's wearing party hats. It's like, what's going on? Like, all this amazing talent and amazing treasure that we're holding. It's just incredible.
Yeah, if I could share a little bit about my journey to finding my musical self-expression, because my father was a musician. He was in the military, and he was a bandmaster, and he could play pretty much any instrument, and he taught music, and his whole life was music. And I sort of felt a pressure as to learn. He always wanted me to learn an instrument, and I just didn't like it. I played the clarinet. I didn't really enjoy that, and I lost I just lost enthusiasm for music. But I always felt that there was a musician in me. And I've had a guitar for a long time, and I do enjoy playing it, but I don't practice, and it kind of, a lot of the time, it just sits there in the corner, and I occasionally pick it up and play and think, oh, I could be really good at this, but I don't. And so it's been a source of frustration. But when I started DJing, you know, I couldn't stay off it. It was so different to like the feeling of, oh, I've got to pick up my guitar and practice. It was like, you know, it just lit me up, and you couldn't get me off the decks, you know. And I would stay up till like two in the morning because I was so into it. And I just want to say that to people. It's like that thing that is a true expression. It's wonderful when it has that, you know, quality to it, that you don't have to force yourself. Does that make sense?
Oh, it really does. It really does. Thank you, Steve Coomber, for your beautiful words. I am going to play one of his songs in a moment. I think I need to play this one first. It's Blaze, Louis Vega, Elements of Life, and the track's called Elements of Life. Remember, people, you can chat to me on codesouth.fm or YouTube.
Everybody know elements of life. Oh, yeah. Elements of life. Birds they do fly on the edge of the sky, like a prayer from my soul. To God it must rise. Life is a seed in which we have to grow. Certain things in life that we will never know, but trees are there to show us how to stand for what we know. In the spirit of love, we must let the hatred go. Material gain never lie for righteous things. At the scale we must balance, we must share precious things.
So last month I played some New York soul, which also was by Louis Vega. I was just tuning into him just now, actually, on Google, and he's only 58 years old. I'm quite impressed, yeah, done some great music, and he's from Puerto Rico originally. Well, his origins are there. He's American, it says there. And you can really hear the Latino in his vibe. And I'm quite surprised how much house music I'm playing. Well, it's technically called house when you look in the categories that it's been filed under. But to me, it's got all those kind of funky, groovy rhythms that makes it a bit yummier. It makes me want to shake, which I love. So we're going to keep going with the interview because, man, we got to finish this interview and we got a lot to do. I hope this is not...
We had this guy called Dan 2 shows ago, and he's a music teacher, and he was saying, you know, like, he teaches guitar. Actually, he might be just right for you. Right? His company's called Spy Tunes, and he was saying, like, most musical instrument teachers get you to learn the instrument but they don't teach you how to play music. Like it's so soulless. And so what he started to do is he broke down all your favorite records and broke down the parts so you could play all the parts of your favorite records. And so if you, apparently, I think it's either Ain't Nobody or Never Too Much. But if you put Never Too Much chords on YouTube or Ain't Nobody chords on YouTube, he's number 1, 2, or 3 of those. And but he's teaching people using the actual songs so that it's not the soulless like dun, 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 or this shape, that shape,
Yeah.
but
That's
actually
important, yeah.
get to play something that you really like. And I had piano lessons as a kid, and it was all, I call it dots and lines, because I'm still in rebellion to the way that people teach that is so, dots and lines is nothing to do with this beautiful music that I want to create. And I've still been rebellious towards like learning the technicalities of music, because it engages a different part of my brain to just doing it by feel. And but I hear you about the guitar and practice. Like I have a guitar that collects dust in my room, and because I'll have to put the hours in and I'll have to do the arduous, whereas it sounds like with the DJing you could put the hours in without even thinking about it.
Yeah. Yeah, because for me it was just very, very, very fun and a live thing to be doing. Yeah.
And I hear you when you say about your dad you having such a musical background with your dad. Did you feel the pressure of like having to live up to something? Did that make it harder for you?
Yeah, and I think he had quite he I was rebellious as well, like you said. I was rebellious, and I could feel from him he had this, he chose he's like wanted me to learn clarinet, and maybe at the time he did give me a choice, but as a young boy at that time I probably was like, okay, I'll do that. I didn't feel like I could say no, actually I want to play that, or I want to play that, or um, yeah, so I think I felt the pressure to live up to this, musicality, and
Mm.
rebelled.
Mm.
Didn't want to.
And when did you take up the guitar?
I think I was about 22.
Mm.
Yeah.
So I use GarageBand, right? And I recently, I've spent all my adult life being a singer and making music and writing songs and all sorts, putting records out. But yeah, my inspiration has come in ebbs and flows. And what's happened really recently is that I'm so inspired to coach people that I'm using music to get like people to sing on. Or I was actually started what kind of started was I wanted to do some promotion. I finally got my freestyling. I'm 51 and I've been in the business for 30 years, and I avoided freestyling most of the time because I had perfectionist tendencies and shame about the sort of thing that might come out of my mouth. And in October this year I got released. Something happened and I freed myself up. And mostly it's because I have this message to share that feels aligned not just to an external dream, but internal confidence and sureness. Whereas before I just wanted to save the world, but I didn't know how to save myself. And so this passion has come through my mouth, and I'm not ashamed that I like singing about willies and poo poo, and that's my sense of humor. I'm not ashamed of my sense of humor either. And so I finally got to that point, and then I wanted to freestyle to do some marketing and inspire some people, and I realized there was copyright issues. So I thought I have to make my own backing tracks to do it on.
Okay.
And then that's what got me all inspired. So now I'm making tracks again. And I can just, I made 2 just recently that I'm going to bust out as reels to encourage people to bring their voice out in the world. But why I'm telling you this is that I really recommend like basic software and loops and playing as a bridge between your records and your guitar playing. So for example, you can jam along. Do you ever jam along to your tunes on your guitar?
I don't actually. No, I hadn't thought about that.
But because one note, like ding, 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 on one of your favorite songs is quite fun. Like just playing your one note on your favorite
Yeah.
song. And then if you like I use GarageBand, I'm all Apple-y. And so it's on all my devices, which is good for me as well, because if I was to start making a tune on this computer, I will get all like technical but if I'm in my bedroom and my bed and I get this out and I can drag and drop a track in and then just get my guitar or my voice, usually it's not my guitar, it could be keyboard, and I could just play ding 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 on the top, or like, because you can do so much with one note and rhythm, and like you
Yeah.
don't actually have to, you could get with the software you can just get a drum loop and play your one note and rhythm, and then you might go, oh, I might stick this note on top, and build, and it's just so much fun to approach without practicing for hours and hours, or working out chords and voicings and things like that, just to stick things down and try on top. Have you done anything with recording?
No, not a lot. I haven't. I will be honest.
Yeah. And how does it make you feel when I say that to you?
Yeah, there's a little bit of excitement there about that.
Yeah.
I think because I think there's so much amazing electronic music now, but some artists and DJs bring live instruments into that, and I've seen there's a DJ called Sartori who I saw in London last year, and he's playing all sorts of instruments, and he's got his his beats, or that he can modify as he goes along, but he's playing like what's that thing called where you blow into it and it's an accordion?
Oh right, yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, I do. I've got one. I think it's got a melodica. No, it's not called that, is it?
It could be that, but he's playing that, and he's playing keyboards, and he's got all sorts of instruments there, and it makes it and it brings that live element to it.
Oh my God! Tell you what, people, I'm so excited to be here, and it goes so fast. And so we're going to move straight into one of Steve's tunes that he recommended, and it is. Oh gosh, where's it gone? Blimey! There it is, made by Pete. It's Horizon Red. So we got 2 more parts of his interview to go, and I'm probably going to time for one more song after this, which is oh no. Well, if I was a DJ with mixing skills, like I could like fast forward to the bit, like where it all happens. But I can talk over the intro of this one. So Horizon Red, the original live mix. This is Made by Pete and Zoe, hang on, get me glasses. Didn't actually help that much. Kypri, Kypri. So you're listening to the Love Transmission on CodeSouth.fm. I haven't had any chats today, but hopefully you're going to communicate with me later, maybe, if you're listening to the live on YouTube. And there's still time to give me a message. Also, if you want to connect with me in any other way about freeing your voice or anything like that, you can go on AlisonDavid.com and message me. Or you can go to freeyourtruevoice.com, which is very, very sparse, but it's a good way to connect. And I'm just talking because I'm not even going to have time to talk much in between anything now. And we're waiting for the music to build, which I'm feeling is coming. Can you feel it too? I can feel it. Can you feel it too? Oh, yeah. Oh. Thank you, Steve, for your songs. It's definitely a dancey day. It's the houseiest day I've ever had. Ooh, on this radio show. I hope you're feeling it. I hope it makes your body wanna flow. Ooh.
transgressions. Sometimes I couldn't feel you there with me. You shine like the sun, but it is dark when I am gone. Watch this life unfold. So what is it without me? No, you won't forsake me. Take me to a place where I was whole for once. Your only love. Help me hide the horizon red. Vision never ending. There in my mind you stay, and I'm glad you do. Every night, every sky I see, all of my transgressions. Sometimes I couldn't feel you there with me. You shine like the sun, but it is dark when I am gone. Watch this life unfold. So what is it without me? No, you won't forsake me. Take me to a place where I was whole for once. Your only love.
So this track was given to me by DJ Estavia. Steve Coomber's DJ name is DJ Estavia, and you can find him on Mixcloud, and he does like ecstatic dance stuff as well as parties. So yeah, that track, Horizon Red. Yeah, I'm going to check out some more of his mixes. I've had a little boogie around my kitchen, and I'm sure there'll be more to come. So yeah, gonna fade it down so I can fit everything in for this show. Let's go straight into the next part of Steve's interview.
I do sometimes on the radio sing on top of my records because I can, and like add an extra harmony, or if someone's got a long instrumental section, I might start freestyling something over the top of it. But yeah, what about, have you ever taken an a cappella and put it on top of a track?
Yeah, that's a fun thing to do.
You've done that, so yeah. So that's your own version of a remix you've made
Exactly,
live.
yeah. So you can do that. You take a loop of the a cappella track, or just take the beats out of it, and then whack it on top of some really strong bass line, and it's great. You've got a new song.
Yeah. So have you only ever done that live? Like you had to be there, sort of thing.
I mean, I've done that. I've sort of practiced it at home, and then because it takes a bit more skill to do that.
Yeah, I bet.
Because the basic DJing is just you fading one track in and one track out. But when you're looping things, and but it's really fun, and people often get quite excited by that.
I bet. I bet. That sounds really fun. Oh my gosh. But yeah, I can't recommend enough just to use, like, you know, I can't play the bass particularly, but I could
Mhm.
probably put a little offbeat into a track by just playing on a bass note or three,
Yeah.
without having to be a proficient player, just because it's like dancing with my fingers,
Mhm.
adding an extra rhythm. So yeah, I'd love to see you try that with the guitar. Do you have an acoustic guitar or have you got an electric?
I've got a classical guitar.
I love those.
Yeah. So that's the sound. That's when I like to play. It's very different. So when I like to play music, I like the Spanish guitar sound.
Have
But
you
when I
ever
listen to music, it's quite different.
have you got any have you had any good tracks with like Spanish guitar sound and dance beats?
Um, yeah, I mean, everything you can imagine is out there. So
It's
it's
true,
not,
true.
nothing I can think of off the top of my head, but
I think off the top of my head, I'm wondering if there's been a Gypsy Kings
mhm,
remix.
it's gonna be there.
It's got to be
That's
in
the
it.
amazing thing these days. With whatever you can think of, you can search for, and it's probably gonna be there.
Well, yeah, having said that, I'm singing at a party this weekend and they want me to sing some house classics like Baby Let Me Love You for the Night. And I can't find an instrumental version to sing on. There's about
Okay.
three of those. And there's another one, Beautiful People. Dun, 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 dun. You know that one?
Hmm.
Let me show you love. Yeah, and I can't find it. I can't find. I know I can get and just take AI to get remove the vocals and sing it, but then it will lose quality.
Yeah.
Um, yeah. So come on, let's talk one more thing about self-expression that we could talk about. I love that you shared your story.
Mm.
And have you witnessed? I don't know. How could you encourage listeners to explore their own self-expression? Or
Well, I think there's always that fear to overcome or that resistance. So recognizing that is one of the first steps, and being easy with yourself, easing yourself into it. You might just have this thought, um, oh, I love piano. Maybe I could play piano, but oh no, I'm not clever enough. I'm not, there may be these thoughts. So I would say just to acknowledge the thoughts and then take your courage and do it. Even in just a little way, because things grow. I didn't think I was going to become a DJ, and I didn't realize that. I was encouraged by my girlfriend, who had a set of decks and had been doing it herself, and she was just very encouraging. She said, "Why don't you get a set of decks?" And I didn't have a plan for it, and I didn't know it was going to become my thing, but I just listened to that and I went and bought it and sort of took the chance.
wow, but you must have played on her decks first, surely. Did you?
Yeah, she did show me around a bit and she was like, okay, this is um yeah, because I was curious. I was like, "Oh, how do you do that?"
Yeah,
Um
yeah, yeah. So yeah, not listening to, well, noticing what we're scared of, and yeah, I talk about that as well. Being kind to ourselves to notice we're being
mm,
scared. Um, yeah, that feels good. Um,
mm.
and gentle encouragement to ourselves to let ourselves.
Yeah, because you've got to allow yourself to to not be good at it, and not think I've got to I can't do this because I'm not at that level I want to be, so I'm just going to give up. It's like you've got to allow yourself to be a bit rubbish at it to start with, and that's okay.
Mm, yeah, I hear you. And then we're not just talking about music, are we? We're talking about anything that we would love to do with our lives that feels like a mountain.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, yeah, anything.
Yeah, I mean, that's the thing about self-expression, because sometimes it's like telling people how you feel,
Yeah.
or yeah,
Just you mean just in everyday life,
in a
just saying,
social
okay,
situation, and
yeah, I'm gonna be brave and share it. Yeah.
yeah, yeah.
Mm, yeah, I definitely know that for myself. That when I'm frozen, I've got something's bothering me. It's usually something's bothering me, but I don't want to say because I don't want to cause a bigger ripple. But in almost all occasions when I've gone, hey, actually, I need to say this, it's led to a positive thing.
Does take a lot of courage, though, doesn't it? Like when
Yeah,
you
it's
might.
like breaking because people might be comfortable in what's happening. They don't, and to sort of break into that and go, hold on, but I'm not happy here. Okay.
Yeah, it feels super important. And the thing is that we can all be comfortable, kind of like faking it, but we're actually not comfortable, but actually unhappy. Is a weird experience. It's,
Yeah,
yes,
it's
we
just
have
like, oh,
peace.
this is okay. We're all, it's just the way I'm thinking about it. That there's not the vibrancy and aliveness because something's, it's just comfortable, but not.
So what have you done when it's been those times when you felt like I really need to speak up here? Can you remember any feeling or anything? No?
I can feel it now. It's just
I
like,
saw your body just tighten up like that. It's like, ah.
yeah, and it's never as bad as I think it is. When I'm like, okay, here it is. Okay, I need to say, and usually it's enough just to say, oh, I need to say something, and then everyone stops and listens. But that's the key for all of us, I think, to express ourselves, to just speak our truth and be honest about how we're feeling.
Sounds like you've been well received, though. I mean, I guess for some people, it just doesn't work like that. They don't get well received. I mean, the fear of losing friends or actually losing friends, and
I know
it is
it's
a real thing, isn't it? It's like,
Wow, yeah. So there we go. There's just a tiny little bit more of that interview to go. And oh man, I'm so sad to leave. And this track is a wonderful treasure I found on the Alison David radio playlist on Spotify. I was well chuffed. Band's called Isolate.
The lies we tell, like the truth we don't tell, catch up to us, like a runner in a relay. They relay to us the mysteries of our lives, the very things we've been running from but oh so desperately need. The truth is like planting a seed, giving birth to an intellectual universe where intelligence and spirituality combine to form understanding. Understanding this, I've made a decision. The first incision in a mind surgery that was long overdue. I put myself on the waiting list. Refused to acknowledge the knowledge that was readily portraying itself to me. Beckoning me to see the errors of my ways before I descended into dark days of discontent. I'm spent. At the end of the rainbow, only to find out that there's no pot of gold. It was taken by folk who could make up their minds and decide that it was time for the dark to resign and a new light to shine. This is all too familiar. A similar scene. A time that has been repeating itself again and again and again. above and beyond and outside of ourselves in order to find our rainbow for true. And a pot of gold too. Because now is all we have. The ability to be present in the present. Embrace the essence of life in this single moment, because this is it. This moment has the power to change our lives forever. It all boils down to choice. The choice to recognize the truth when you hear it or deny the truth when you know it. Because words can be like oceans of truth, baptizing you in love and serenity. Doesn't necessarily have to hurt unless it's worth hearing. Because those who don't hear do feel. And those who aren't feeling aren't necessarily hearing. But saying this, I've dismissed so many words of wisdom. Found myself in situations that didn't suit me. Eventually had to separate from all that I knew in order to find a better. And then, that truth I was oh so desperately running from sat right down next to me and forced me to see. Pried my eyes wide open until I realized it was never ever as bad as I thought it would be. In fact, it set me free. Allowed me to see the errors of my ways for the first time. Gave me license to align with the true essence of myself and my existence. Understanding this truth is now my life force, my energy, my only way of communicating. I tell it like it is. I no longer fear the consequence because I know that I'm speaking in truth and in love. So, speak your words. Speak your words very, very carefully. Make sure it holds divine meaning and energy. So speak your word. Speak your words very, very carefully. Make sure they hold divine meaning and energy. Speak your word. Speak your word.
Yes, girl, speak your word. People, it's what Free Your True Voice is all about. Speak your word. It's never too late to use your mouth to express your heart. I love this track. I'm so glad I found it associated with me. Speak your word. Ooh. Okay, the poet is called Rasia, and Ocean Lade is also the collaborator in that track. I'll say that again, Rasia, Rasiya, and the band name is iSoul 8, iSoul 8, number 8. I really recognize that because I'm here all about that. Can we speak our heart, let ourselves be connecting to people from our true essence? One more bite from Steve. We got DJ Lama G right in the wings there, ready to go. So here we go.
Well, I really appreciate you being here. So if you were going to encourage, I know we have some art students, SEN art students that often listen to this in this show. But you never know who's going to be listening. So if you were like, oh my gosh, I get to put my ideas out into the world. Well, it's a big thing, but you take a deep breath and just say what comes to your mind. If you were to encourage, bearing in the mind that my mission is freeing your true voice, and we've talked a bit about that. And you are you, and you have beautiful things to offer, not just your music. And what could you do if you could encourage people in the world right now? What could you offer? Big ask, I know, but see what happens.
Well, my thing is like music and movement. I would say it's like really allowing finding how your body likes to move. This is really important. What makes the body feel good? You know, putting on your favorite song, and having a dance around, that can lift your whole day, you know. So yeah, and then bringing that into voice as well, which brings in what you do, you know. It's like,
But yeah, adapt. You know what you're saying. Free your true voice. Sometimes your voice is a body movement. Like voice isn't always coming out of your mouth. Like I talk about Van Gogh, and he has his own voice. You can tell it's his voice when you look at his paintings. And your body movement is a form of expression, isn't it? It's your. Everyone's so different. So yeah, what do you say to people who go, I can't dance?
yeah, you can. Anything is a dance. If you can move your arm up and down, you're dancing. So you just have to keep doing it, and then your body will, you know, find its own way to enjoy it. And if it's enjoyable, it's good. If it's not, then just do it a different way.
It's true, isn't it? Yeah, yeah. Oh, wonderful. So should we encourage the listeners to dance to the next track that's going to come on right now when I say goodbye to you? Like,
Yes.
yeah, even if it's lift your arm up and down, try moving your body
Exactly.
wherever you are.
Yeah.
Well, thank you very much, Steve Kumba. How if anybody wants to hear you play, is it random or is there anything? If you got anything, put anything on Mixcloud or anything, anywhere, can anyone hear you?
Yeah. So my DJ name is DJ Estavia. So that's ESTAVIA. And I've got a Mixcloud account where I put quite a lot of my mixes on there. So I think I've got about 10 on there. Ecstatic dance mixes and some party mixes as well.
DJ Estavia. So if they put, is your handle mixcloud.com/DJ Estavia?
Exactly. Yeah.
Oh, cool. Well, you know, Code South is a very friendly radio station with a really beautiful community of DJs. So you never know, you might want to have a chat to some of the peeps here, and you might get to have a show. What would that feel like?
That would be fun. That would be really nice. Yeah.
Yeah, because they're such a lovely community. It's beautiful. Well, thank you.
Yeah. Brilliant. Thank you.
DJ
Thank you so much.
Estavia. Thank you for being here.
Talking of a lovely community, we have DJ Lama G coming on now, and so you've been challenged to move your arm up and down to his show, and he's very kindly talking about lovely community offered me the extra couple of minutes because my show went on for a bit longer than I wanted it to, but it's cool, it's not too much longer. So yeah, thank you to actually DJ _ Estavia, just saying, because when I was trying to find him, it wasn't so easy on what's its name, Mixcloud, but it wasn't that hard. So I'm going to leave a poem because, you know, I know there's a lot of people struggling right now, and I like to finish my show with a quote. I think the lyrics in Speak Your Words says enough really about the mission of freeing your voice, but here's a poem. I sometimes get these poems come through me, and this one came through after a lot of difficulty that I experienced in other people's lives around me. It's called Struggles. I see you pushing against the narrow confines of society's walls. I see you struggling with the body in which your soul is housed. I see you clawing for a way out and not finding it. I see you wanting to shout because your lips are moving. Your body language is speaking to me, to others that can also see. But I can't hear you. The roar, the cry, the asking, the telling. You're still going along with it, buying what they're selling. Do you think you have no choice? What about free will? Do you stay confined, keep paying the bill? What if you unwind and see that you keep growing? What if you expand beyond any way of knowing? What if we unite? When we see we have the answers, we're holding on so tight, not giving ourselves the chances to let it all fall away, that which we have known. Like flowers through the paving stones, our true nature has grown. Like trees pushing fences, like nature taking over. Instead of being fighter, we become the lover. There we go. Over to you, Lama G.